Hello, I'm Don Hammock, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast. Welcome to another exciting edition of Bulldog Blitz. Tonight we'll talk to Coach Chad Huff about the 42-0 win at Mississippi Delta. We'll also interview a couple of his players and look at some highlights. Later on we'll meet DeMarcus Hayes, the big left tackle for the Bulldogs. And we'll also take a look at Coach Rodney Batts' 2017 baseball team. Stick around. We're on the field with Gulf Coast coach Chad Huff. Chad, a big night for the defense, another 0 on the board. That's 2 straight games with the shutouts.
Yeah, I tell you, it's great to see those guys on that side of the football playing extremely hard. Coach Davis has got them, and Coach Moore, Coach Broussard. They're 2 weeks in a row. It's tough to do. And in this game we played, to have 2 shutouts back to back like that. And proud of the guys. When the guys played, even a pick 6 by OJ put some points on the board for us tonight. But they set the tempo of the game for us tonight, and it's glad to see the D-line, Isaiah and Della and Carson and Mike Boykin, those guys up front controlling the line of scrimmage like they did tonight. And can't say enough about their efforts tonight on the road, 4.5 hours away from Gulf Coast, and playing like they did tonight says a lot. So I'm extremely proud of those guys.
In the modern game, you throw a shutout. All it takes is one big play. You guys managed to squelch that. On offense, you generated some big plays and put 42 points up. Yeah, man, good night tonight. I was proud of the effort. Was it perfect? We squandered away some points, I felt like, and they pinned us on the one there twice in a row. That's tough when you backed up, but put in some difficult situation. They had a really good defense. They were athletic up front. Gave us some challenges there, but I thought we ended up finding some ways to move the football, and came back and was able to put up 42 points on the board. So I'll take that win anytime, and I'm excited about this football team, the way they've responded the last couple of weeks, and come on the road like they did with a pretty young team. It's tough to battle some of those logistics and travel, and I'm glad to see. I think we learned a lot from the first couple of weeks of the season, going on the road and playing football that we're capable of doing. You just can show up. You got to show up and go play and play for 60 minutes. And we got a ton of stuff to correct. In fact, I was proud to see. I thought we ran the football well. T-Rod had a big play, and Lester had a big play. And right there before half, I was really excited about what we played. The punt there, called timeout. Mad Dogs, our punt block team, went out there, put some pressure on the punter, got the ball back for us, and were able to throw a goal ball there before half. And Caleb did a good job, good protection. Brandon Martin made a play, and that was good carrying that momentum into halftime. You guys get your first road win, go on the road again next week to Southwest. Feel like you got a little momentum going now back to 500? Yeah,
I tell you what's good was good, especially from where we started. This football team's continued to grow each and every week, and I tell those guys every week, let's continue to build, continue to improve, and let's play our best football here down the latter part of this season. And we still got a chance to do everything we want to do here. So definitely some momentum carrying over and building on some things that we are doing well on as well. And continue to clean up our mistakes and, enjoy this one for 24 hours and get back home and let's correct the mistakes, get back, get ready for Southwest. Another challenge on the road for us next week.
South Division race, we're tied for first now with East Central. Hines beat Colin tonight, so that makes it a 2-way tie for first. Still got a lot to play for in the last 3 games of the season.
Yeah, I tell you, a lot to play for. Sitting, right there in position to kind of almost, control our own destiny, what we want to do, how we respond, and how we want to finish this season on that. Probably sophomores, the leadership of this football team, it's been tremendous. This team's had plenty of opportunities to go the other way. They've done the exact opposite, and I'm proud to see them do that. South Division's a tough division. It's each week we get ready to play. So we're looking forward to the challenge of Southwest and get ready to go play those guys next week.
They're turning the sprinklers on behind us. We probably better get out of here. Thanks a lot for your time, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you, Don.
We're on the field with Mississippi Gulf Coast defensive back Octavis Johnson. OJ, big night for you guys. Got another 0 on the board. 2 straight shutouts for you.
Yes, sir. We just playing hard, paying attention to detail, listening to coach at practice about playing good technique. We just came out, executed the coach game plan, we got the job done.
What happened on your pick 6?
We was just playing cover 2, and I was reading my man. I just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
You feel like you got some momentum going now?
Yes, sir. We gaining momentum down the stretch, and it count most. Trying to control the South and get into these playoffs.
All right. Congratulations, OJ. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We're on the field with Mississippi Gulf Coast wide receiver Lester Wells. Lester, good night for the offense tonight, put 42 points on the board. What was the key tonight?
Making routine plays. That's about it. Coach talked all week about making routine plays. I think that's what we did.
You feel like you got some momentum going now a little bit?
Yes, definitely.
What happened on your touchdown run?
I mean, as soon as he called it, I talked all week about I wanted to take a sweep to the house. Last week I was close, but I got knocked out of bounds. But this week I took that sweep. He gave it to me again. I took it. Once I got hit, I went going down.
You guys put up 42 points. Probably left a few points on the field tonight. There's probably a few things you could have done better. You guys looking forward to trying to get better next week?
Oh, yeah. Each week we practice harder. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Lester. Congratulations.
I have a baby, and I knew that I had to do something to be a good role model to her. I want to be a nurse. I want to help patients as much as I can and be in the hospital setting. The parents that are in the class, we all know what we're going through with each other, and we just, have each other's back, I guess. We help each other as much as we can, and we know that with kids, it's not so easy. We understand each other. We truly are a family.
DeMarcus Hayes is a big left tackle who protects a quarterback's blind side. Let's meet DeMarcus Hayes.
Just the family atmosphere I kind of got when me and my family came up to take a visit one day, and they kind of just hooked me from there. I feel it's a lot. I feel like any coach, any teammate will be willing to do anything for anybody on the team if they're part of the program. It's fun. It can be tough at times, but overall it's been fun. I really enjoyed it. I know a big thing was when I first got here, my mental toughness. That's one thing he preached about with me, and he helped me out with a lot of little things in my technique, my pass set. He changed my pass set around full 360, just all the way around, and just my mentality. My whole mentality has changed since I came here while working with him. It's more physical and more tough, but in a like a different aspect, like not just out of control, but like everything is like technique and like under control. A lot of energy. That's one thing I can say. A lot of energy. No matter what the situation is, I know he's gonna be pumped. No matter what time it is, he's gonna be pumped. Sometimes I just like to sit around with my family and just talk and just chill and watch TV with them, and just being around family. That's nothing really nothing too major to me. That's about the only thing I can think of. It's not high school. It's definitely not high school. It's more of a business aspect. It's not. There's no favorites. There's no nothing. It's you come in, you're gonna work. If you want to play, you're gonna have to work. So that's what I learned from this so far. Like the work ethic I've picked up. You have to your mindset has to change in order to be successful. Here and anywhere in college football, your mindset has to change. And I think that like since I've been here, it's changed my mindset. So that's what I think it helped me at. It's very helpful. I know with most of my teachers, they're very helpful. They understand like you've been a football player, so you miss class, you can fall behind, forget about things, but they're always they're willing to work with you and your situation.
My plan for my future is finishing my officer package, utilizing the degree I got from Mississippi Gulf Coast, and then from there, hopefully I learn a lot on this ship that I'm going to, and I can be an officer anywhere in the world. Wherever they send me, I'm ready for. When I first checked the board, they had a representative for the Gulfport military base, and they recommended a few schools from the Mississippi Gulf Coast seemed like the best choice to go with. And the college understands that they have military students on board. And we actually have a department getting open just for the military right now. They really go out of their way to make sure that I'm well taken care of.
Coach Rodney Batts' baseball team made the playoffs last year. This year, he'll be playing in a brand new stadium in Perkinston. Let's talk with Coach Batts and meet his team.
Well, it's a lot of new guys. We got a lot of freshmen, a lot of new faces here. So, this fall is about trying to get them up to the speed of the game. A little bit different than it is in high school, just like every other sport. And a lot of people think baseball is kind of boring and not a lot going on sometimes. But, the speed of the game is much different than high school. So just trying to get these guys to get used to the pace of it. Get used to the pitching. It's going to be different pitching than what they faced in high school. I told them the other day that the best arm they faced, the best pitcher they faced in high school, that's who they're going to see every time. Not going to be any bad pitching, any bad arm. So, this fall is just about learning curve, seeing what guys can do and who can play, who can perform under pressure, and, making adjustments as the fall goes along. We're going to have to count on all of them. Our returners were more sophomore heavy on the pitching side than we are the offensive side. Dylan Mills-Derwin, Chris Crosby, Brandon Kennedy. We got a new transfer, Orrin Myrick from Meridian, transferred in. Mark Wood, who was with us for the first part of the fall, was out the first part of the spring. Missed the second half with arm injuries, but those guys we're going to rely on a whole lot on the pitching side. They're going to have to be the bulk of our pitching staff and chew up a lot of our innings and lead these younger guys through our pitching staff. On the offensive side is where we're a little bit limited right now on returners, on sophomores. We returned Sam Taylor and Tyler Evans in the infield. In the outfield, we have Chase Rhodes and Ian Goff. Returning in the outfield, who played a good bit for us. Aaron Nicholson returns out there. So, there's a lot of new faces on the infield. We don't have a returning catcher. We'll be new on the corners this year. We'll be new probably in a couple spots in the outfield. So we're going to have to rely on our sophomore pitching staff to carry us, I think, particularly through the first part of the spring. Our catchers behind the plate, they're all freshmen. But they're all good. We have 4 of them, so we've got a stable of catchers. Bo Bratton, Hayden Harrell, Colby Cagle, Logan McGrew. All 4 of those catchers will play a big part of our season this year. They're all going to get opportunities, and they all have a chance to be really, really good for us. We said last year that it was a stepping stone. That was a big part of our plan to get into the playoffs. We wish we would have went a little bit further, but last year's group was really special. They played hard, and I don't think there was a group in the state that played any harder than that group did. And we're going to have to just feed off of what momentum we had last year. I hope our returning guys, our sophomores, are a little bit disappointed in the way last year ended. So they do have a taste of the playoffs, but hopefully they're not satisfied with that. Hopefully they are a little disappointed like I was and like I am, and let that be motivation through the fall and carry over into the spring. It's going to be nice to be back on campus. Last year was nice being able to play down at the Shuckers Ballpark, but it will be nice to be back on campus so we don't have to load that bus up and travel every time we play. So, last year every game was a road game for us, and I think that took a toll on our team midway through the season, but they bounced back. But it is certainly going to be nice and be good to be able to play in front of your home crowd, be able to play here on campus. And, our stadium's coming along. It's going to be finished. It's really nice. I think it's going to be the nicest ballpark in the state. So hopefully our guys are motivated by that.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Bulldog Blitz. We'll see you next week from Southwest.